Hello, Virgo.
So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be pulling, for those of you that are interested, we're going to be pulling from Doreen Virtue's Archangel Power Tarot deck. We're also going to be pulling from Denise Lynn's Sacred Traveler and Gateway Oracle deck. I have my Sibilas prepared for any clarifiers, and when I prayed over the cards, shuffled them, I asked that each of you gets at least one message. Hopefully you'll get more, but do keep in mind this is a reading for thousands of people, so you may find that, you know, there's only one message for you. So hopefully there will be more though. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Okay, let me make sure you can see those. Okay, excellent. So what we have is, let's move these out of the way. These are your recommendations. So we have the situation, we have what has led to the situation and or the cause, the basis of the situation. We have what has happened within the past month for many of you, recent past. We have what is blocking or challenging you from moving forward. We have what is unknown to you at this moment that you need to be aware of. Then we have what is going to be helping you. Lastly, we have the recommendations as far as what the angels are recommending you do. And we have the bottom of the deck, and we will cover that in a bit. Now, first off, nice thing, we don't have any swords cards, which means you have all been able to get out of your heads. And that is a beautiful thing. We have one cup, one major arcana. We have two coins cards, and we have two sword cards. Now we do have two, it's interesting how they're all lined up across from each other. We have two fours, and two fours is indicative of moving houses, moving. For some of you, it could be that you are repairing or doing upgrades or remodeling to your home in order to move. It's also indicative of financial security, because for many of you, this change that you're going through, you are worried about your money and your finances. Then we have, they were saying we had 3 7s. I'm like, I don't see, okay, this is a 7. So you guys can see that really small in the corner of this card is a 7. Okay. So we do have 3 7s. 7, 7, 7. 3 7s is good luck. Good luck. Keep that in mind. They're saying keep that in mind. Because many of you, you're still going through it. You are going to have good luck. And then there are 2 5s, which is all about, you've got that here and here, which is all about constant bickering and arguments and disagreements and strife and backstabbing and ill will from others. Now, your situation, you have the High Priestess. And this is the only major arcana. And major arcanas, these are big, these are huge, these are milestones, these are things that are often, you know, destined. We don't have much control over them. They're not the day-to-day operations of life, which would be your minors, which are your pip cards. So the nice thing is, the rest of these, you do have a lot of control with this situation, which is nice. So you can help improve things, smooth things out, help it go a little easier, or you can give yourself some additional hurdles and roadblocks. It's entirely up to you for the most part. Now, the situation, High Priestess, at the bottom it says powerful psychic insights, reflection and meditation that provides valuable information, and then be at peace. And this is, it really truly is about listening to your intuition, trusting your instincts, trusting the information that you're getting, because for most of you, there is something that you are not aware of. So for some of you in love, it could be something that you have not spoken, something that's unspoken, something that you have not shared. For those of you that this could be a work situation, it could be that someone is blocking your progress. Someone is keeping you from moving forward. For some of you, that could also be the case in love. But you need to remain patient and calm. For some of you, that this is maybe just a conflict at home. It's about, you know, listening to your intuition and just letting the conflict run their course, because they will come, it will come to a completion in the near future. Now, for most of you, this is about work and love. For those of you that work, it can also be tied to money, finances. Maybe you have property investments with someone else, and you're going through some legal battle. But there's something that you're not fully aware of. For some of you, there is someone that is not being honest and forthright with you. And the thing is, with this situation, you're not going to, and you have not up to this point, been given physical confirmation of what your intuition is telling you. So for many of you, it's a person. Say it's a person that you're not trusting, and you can tell something's off. You can tell they're not being honest with you. You can tell they're hiding things from you. They're not being forthright, or they're being sly, manipulative, making it seem as though it's good for you when really it's for their best benefit. And you can tell something's off. You know something's off, but you've been waiting for some physical confirmation. You're not going to be receiving physical confirmation because they're saying what the situation is. You have to trust what you are intuitively getting. So if you are intuitively getting that things are not what they seem to be, you need to trust that, because you're coming up to a pivotal point where you're walking away from something, and you're going to be walking. See how this is like kind of a gateway, and you've got this new moon behind her? You are going to be having new beginnings. You are going to be walking through into a new beginning, into a fresh start. You are going to be leaving everything behind that's been difficult and not serving you. But to cross over that, it does rely on blind faith and trusting your intuition. Now, as far as what has led to the situation, you have a coins card, and okay, we'll lift up this row because it's not super clear, but the bottom one is, it appears. 7 of Ariel. The bottom says you have invested wisely, have patience and wait for the harvest, review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. And this card really is all about waiting for the harvest to come in. You have planted your seeds wisely. You've done everything that you need to do. It's just allowing things to take time. You know, when you plant your garden, you can't go out and reap your harvest 2 days later. It takes time for everything to grow. It takes time for everything to ripen. But this is also about, you know, not giving up, even when you don't have clarity, even when you don't know the status of things, even if it seems like things are going really slow, really, really slow, to continue to just hang in there, not give up, having patience, remaining determined. Because that's been the difficult thing. Because remember, this is what's led to this. So for many of you, you are at the point that you're about to break free of this situation, this person. You are on the cusp of walking through into a new beginning. You're right there. They want to cover this at the end because this is going to be your outcome. So you're right there. You're on the brink of it. The reason you are right there is because you have not given up. Because you have planted seeds, because you have taken the action. Because for a lot of you, this is something that involved legal action. There was a lot of stuff to do. And you were overwhelmed, like, look at this beautiful garden. Look at all those flowers. You were planting, you were working like a busy bee to prep and get everything done. Many of you, you wanted to give up because things weren't growing. This one patch just seemed to, didn't seem like it was taking root. Seemed like it was malnourished. It wasn't receiving the water that it needed to grow. It seemed like nothing was happening. And many of you were on the brink of giving up, but you did not. You did not give up. Because you did not give up, because you continued to remain determined, because they're saying you wouldn't falter, you wouldn't back down, you kept pressing forward, that is why you are about to finish this. You are about to walk through a new beginning. But you're now at this point where it's literally there's nothing you need to do except be ready to receive. You see how her arms are open? She's just ready to receive. So you still have to have some patience. Now you see he's got this cane, this hook. Kind of reminds me of like a shepherd's hook where, you know, at the end there's this hook and they use that to gather their sheep. They can also use it to ward off any predators and things, but you notice at the end of his is this crystal. And if you think about crystals, crystals actually hold energy. They hold power. You know, our computers, our watches, they are all operated by clear quartz crystal. It's the clear quartz crystal that gives it the energy, that gives it the power, that enables it to function. Crystals hold all different types of properties and energies and things that they do. Clear quartz crystal, it also protects from radiation, things coming off of your electronics in your home. Like if you put a clear quartz crystal in front of your TV, it won't emanate any radiation toward you or your family. Crystals are powerful. For many of you, the reason you are about to step through is because you have remained firmly in your power. See how he's standing there? He's not going to back down. He's not going to allow anyone to come in and trample on his garden that he has worked so hard for. He is standing firmly rooted in his power. For many of you, that is why you're ready to move forward. Now, the recent past, this past month, you have 4 of Gabriel, and on the bottom it says, time for a celebration, abundant rewards for hard work, release yourself from burdensome situations. You can see, beautiful card. This is all about celebrating your hard work, success, celebrations, happiness, taking the time for some rest and relaxation that you deserve, that you've worked so hard for. It's also about having some fun in life. It's about freedom. It's about enjoying life, enjoying all that life has to offer. It's also about enthusiasm and hope. You know, typically this is weddings, proposals. You see, they're in a gazebo, so they've just completed a wedding ceremony. They have the home behind them. We're going to pull some clarifiers on that here in a minute. The interesting thing is they're saying that this is what you want. This actually should be like reversed. You want freedom. You want happiness. You want to celebrate all this hard work that you've done. For some of you, you want a happy relationship. You want to build a firm foundation with someone. You want that. You desire that, but you don't have that. Some of you, I've seen that you've been very frustrated with not having this happy love life, with not having this happy life, with not having things come to a culmination, a completion. They're showing circles coming full circle, being done. But there was an energetic shift in you this past month. For many of you, there was an energetic shift. So for some, you were so angry and frustrated that things weren't happening. And, you know, law of attraction. If we think we're not going to have something, if we think something's not going to work out, well, then that's what we are given. What we think is what we create. But the reason you're now at this point that you're able to move forward is because there's been an energetic shift. So for some of you, maybe you just accept that, hey, I have to stay determined. Yes, I am going to have something to celebrate when this is all done. I know that. I'm trusting my intuition. I know that's going to happen. But I can no longer be angry and sad and depressed and frustrated with it because it's taking, so for some of you, because it's been taking so long. But just accept that this is going to happen when it's meant to be. It's divine timing, and I'm just going to accept it and just let it go. And I'm going to step into my power. I'm going to step into my strength. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to do what I'm guided to do, and I'm just going to stay in a state of hope and optimism. And I'm going to enjoy the other things in life that I have. Because by enjoying what I have, by being appreciative of what I have, I'm going to raise my vibration to something of happiness and joy. So I'm not going to be in the dumps anymore. And when I raise my vibration, happiness, and joy, I'm going to pull that into me. So these other things that are going great in my life, well, now this big thing that I've been wanting to celebrate and succeed, now I'm going to have that come into. But your mindset, your emotions, those things that have, for many of you, shifted this past month, that's what's helping bring this in. Now, for some of you, you're having difficulty, you're blocking your challenge because you're not making a decision. You're not making a choice. You have the 7 of Raphael, and at the bottom it says, time to make a decision, be clear on what you want, and take action, a need for detoxification. And this would be the only, well, other than this one, the only Cups card that we have in this deck. And if you see here, there's all these different, like, pots, these different cups. And you see, here's a path, there's a path. They're trying to guide you on a new path. Because for all of you, you are going to be releasing something in order to get something new. But this card, it really is about making a decision, choosing. The time has come for you to make a decision. And they are encouraging you because you are blocked and, okay, not all of you. There's like 2 groups of you. So one group of you, you are blocked and not moving forward because you are not making a choice. You've not been listening to your intuition and making that choice and taking that action to move forward without looking back. Many of you, there's been procrastination, indecisiveness, wishy-washiness. Some of you, it's even indulging in excess. So for some of you, it's like you had a relationship that you thought, here, it was going to be a success, and it wasn't. Poor choices. Okay, we're going to come back to that. So for some of you, it could be overindulgence in alcohol, because this is a cups card. Typically, this would be 7 cups. Overindulgence in something else. But the time has come to make a decision. You know, make a decision on what it is that you want. We're going to go ahead and we're going to clarify 3 of them. We're going to get your situation, your recent past, and then we're going to find out what is it exactly that you are not making a decision about. Because they're saying, you know how they were saying it's 2 groups of you. One group of you has to make a decision, and the other group of you, you're just waiting to receive. So let's go ahead. We're going to get your High Priestess. Okay, so you have the Lamante. This is the female lover, except it's reversed. This is someone in the reverse state. This would be someone who's unmarried. They could be divorced. They could be widowed. They may have never been married, but there's a different card that typically represents the never having been married. There's a different card that represents this, but this is a female lover. Typically she's not married, but reverse, this is talking about someone that you need to be aware of, someone that has an agenda, someone that's, you know, looking out for herself, someone that they're hiding under friendliness what their true interests are, what their true intent is, or they're hiding it under femme fatale, where they're using their feminine lure to pull you, to entice you, to lure you in, to get you to make a decision that maybe is not in your best interest. But there's someone that causes a lot of grief and is aggravating and frustrating. So for many of you, this is someone that's been causing issues with your situation, with breaking free of your situation, with getting out of it. There's been a lot of arguments, a lot of heartache with this person. In business, she could be someone that's just totally unreliable, that doesn't follow through with any contracts or agreements that you have, someone that is slanderous, someone that tries to tear you down. In love, she would be someone that's not been faithful. She could be someone that's totally addicted to self-gratification, which is why she'll pull you in for whatever her needs are. This card also in reverse sometimes can be talking about a career move. They're saying for some of you it's about a career move. Then you have the present, and this is about a gift, an offer, a new opportunity, career advancement. This can be a proposal, business proposal. This can be someone coming in to help you that's affluent, someone that's higher up in the chain. And then you have, and this is a positive card, then you have the Amuleto, and this is the sick person. This is health problems, illness. It can also be speaking, you see, above his bed, he's got this image of Mary and Joseph and Jesus. He's also got these 2 containers that hold holy water. So it can be speaking of, you know, spiritually being watched over during your time of adversity. It can also be a card that talks about hope. Now, when it comes to hope, sometimes it's talking about like a very faint chance, unlikely recovery. They're saying this is not actually about your physical health. This is also about breaking free from an unhealthy situation, unhealthy relationship, breaking free from a situation where there's been a lot of corruption, lies, deception, deceit. So the situation for some of you is that this is the female lover that you're breaking free from. She's used you, she's deceptive, she's not honest with you, she's not forthright with you. For some, she's tried to offer, she's actually proposed, hey, let's try this new beginning, let's make this work. And some of you, you have a slight chance of, okay, you know, a little bit of hope, like maybe we can recover this, maybe we can make this work out. But it's not going to work out because they're saying for many of you, you're being watched over. This slight hope that you've had that it's going to work out, you've had over and over and over again. It hasn't, because it's not intended to. This is your 1 major arcana. This isn't intended. You know how they were saying earlier, for some of you, there's someone that you know, it's just off, it's not meant to be, but you know that. For others of you, she could be a business partner, she's not been honest, maybe she's got a proposal, hey, we can make this work, same thing. They're trying to break you free of this toxic situation, this toxic partnership, toxic relationship. For others, she could be a corrupt leader. She could be a corrupt manager, supervisor, someone that's in your leadership team. But some of you, what they're saying is that this gift, some of you are going to be, so for some of you, she could be a leader, somebody that's toxic in an organization. Or for some of you, it could just be, and they're saying for some of you, just an energy that, you know, you've been waiting for a very long time, talking about a career move. because you're going to be getting some help. You're going to be getting some assistance. For some of you, someone that trumps her, that's higher than her, is coming in to assist you with this situation. And because of that, you are going to finally break free. For all of you, you're on the cusp of breaking free from something so you can move forward into new beginnings. Now, as far as the recent past, most of you in the past month, this is the other woman I was talking about. This is the virgin, the woman who's never been married. Okay, it's funny she comes out. Okay, so this is on your 4 of Gabriel. You have the La Costanza, and this is, you know, consistency. Now, if this were upright, this would be a beautiful card. This would be in alignment with this one, which is why I was confused, because this is a beautiful card. And they were saying some not so beautiful things. Upright, this is great. This is a happy love life. This is achievement. This is having your dreams come true. This is also perseverance, standing firm. But when it's reversed, it's all about depression and defeat. Repeatedly having blows to our self-esteem. Someone who is, you know, lacking emotional self-control. Maybe they get angry and fly off the handle really easily. Or someone that's in emotional distress, completely stressed, worried, freaking out about the situation. It can speak of arguments, strife. In love, this also talks about infidelity within a relationship. It also speaks about a breakup pending, a breakup that just happened, a breakup that should happen. It can also talk about how one person is not serious in the relationship. One person really doesn't want to be in it. It also speaks about shallow feelings, no real depth. And then you have Giovine Fanciulla, and this is the attraction to a younger woman. Now, this is a woman who's never been married. This is, you know, it's often referred to as the virgin, but she's never been married. She's trustworthy, she's kind, she's honest, she has psychic ability, she might be a psychic. But when not a person, when an energy, because they're saying, for nearly all of you, she's just an energy. It's not an actual person. For many of you, they're saying the only person is this Lamante. Now, for a small number of you, you also have this La Vicia Signora, but we'll go over that in a second. But for most of you, okay, for all of you, they're saying she is simply trying to point out the danger to you. Because if you look at this card up close, she points to the left. So when she is not representing a person, what she's doing is she's trying to warn you, hey, this is your problem. This is a danger. This is where your problem's coming from. This is what your issue is, so that you can fix it, so that you can avoid it. And then you have the elderly woman, La Vicia Signora. And this, if a person could be mother, grandmother, an aunt, an old acquaintance, it could be someone that gives good advice. But as an energy, because for a very small number of you, this is about a mother. They're saying that it has given you advice. Although for many of you, you have not wanted to take it. But in the recent past, that has shifted and changed. But for most of you, this is an energy. So this is, you know, finally accepting the situation. Because she's an older woman. She's become wise. I mean, look at her. She's wealthy. She's a nice environment. She has fresh flowers. It's taken her years to accumulate that wealth, to accumulate that wisdom. So for many of you, you have stepped into a state of wisdom. You have just accepted the situation that, hey, there's just delays. I know I'm going to have this. I know I'm going to have success. I know my dreams are going to come true, but it's just taking time. And I can't fight it. I just need to accept it. And for many of you, you stepped into your strength. And you're like, okay, let me just do the things that I have to do so I can get this over with. But this is also about a difficult situation ending. And it's also about finally being released from the person, the situation that has held you hostage, that has kept you from celebrating the joys in life, that has kept you from having a happy love life, a happy life. So in the past month, your problem that was blocking you from moving forward, and many of you were in a state of despair, distress, worry. You were fearful of things, fearful of how things are going to turn out, fearful they weren't going to work out in your favor, fearful, oh my gosh, this is never going to culminate. You know, why is this not moving? Why is nothing happening? Why am I not getting information? And again, what we think we create. And so you're just kind of stuck because of that. But since in the past month, you've stepped into your power, you've stepped into your wisdom, you're now finally able to end this. You're finally able to move forward. You're finally able to release this situation. Now, for others of you, what this is saying is that you have tried, because this is consistency, standing firm despite turmoil. So for some of you, you have been in a relationship with someone who is not the best person for you. She's bad news. You've kind of known that, but you kept trying to make it work. Trying to make it work. Despite infidelity, despite one or both of you not really seriously wanting to be in the relationship or being in it for shallow reasons. So for some of you, it was a marriage or a relationship simply founded on money. That's all it was. But that was the problem. The problem is you kept trying to make this work. You kept holding on despite repeated infidelity, despite all the arguments, despite not having true feelings, despite, for some of you, you had true feelings for her, but she's never, okay, they're saying for some of you she had them years ago, but she has not in many, many, many years had true feelings for you. But she's not been honest with you about that. You know, but you never had a conversation, you've never addressed that, you've never trusted your intuition, just let it go. But that's the problem. Holding on to this relationship, holding on to her or him, is the issue. However, since in this past month, some of you have had a mother who's been giving you advice like, well, see how she's got this look like, oh my gosh, will you just stop? This is not good for you. This is extremely toxic. Just stop. Let her go. Let it go. The whole family, we're sick of seeing you miserable. You are in a shitstorm of depression and sadness because of this person that only uses you. And it's horrible for all of us to have to see you go through this. Why are you going through this? Why don't you just... She's the problem. She's the issue. She's the reason you don't have a happily loved life. She's the reason you don't have a happy life. She's the reason you don't have a family. She is the reason you don't have the stability that you desire. She is the issue that has kept you stuck in your life. But you finally have listened. You've finally taken that advice. And the angels are congratulating you on that because they're saying it's been very recent that you have taken that advice. Now, for some of you, it wasn't advice from a mother. They're saying it's mother for those of you that it was an actual person giving you advice. For others of you, in the past month, you finally saw the situation for what it really is. You really finally saw her for what she is. You really finally have recognized, okay, she's the reason I don't have anything that I desire. All these things I've been praying for and wanting, I don't have it because of her. Because of her. She's why. And you've seen that. And by seeing that, for many of you, they're saying you've thought through your actions. The problem is you haven't taken those actions yet, hence your blocks. But since you have been able to recognize that, that is why you're going to be able to finally wrap this up, close it, let her go, be done with it, so you can finally move on and get the success and happiness that you desire. Now, as far as those of you that have to make a decision, what do you have to decide on? Wow, it's not pretty. Not pretty. But it is, because this is all about good luck. And you do have a beautiful outcome. So we have the Delarante. And this is stupid actions. This is foolish behavior. Looks like they're coming in from a night of drinking. This is about being irrational, making irrational choices. This is about unrealistic ideas, plans, kind of like pie in the sky. Lack of discipline. Someone that is being easily swayed. So many of you, she easily sways you all the time. Just when you start to free yourself, she pulls you right back in and causes more confusion. It's about lack of discipline. It's about, it's also about someone that sways you and they completely take you off of your destined path and they completely take you off of your purpose. It's the road to perdition. It is taking bad advice. It's about setbacks. It's about delays, lack of control. Because again, they were saying earlier, it's overindulgence for some of you. And then you have the conversation in reverse. Now, if this was upright, it'd be a great card. It's about pleasant conversations, joy, reconciliation, new contracts, new beginning, but it's reversed. Which means you're not going to have a reconciliation. There is no joy in this at all. There won't be joy in this. It's about indecision, lack of direction, instability currently and future instability. It's about confusion, misunderstandings, arguments, the inability to compromise, the inability to come to an agreement. And then you have prigione, and this is the prisoner. Imprisonment. This is the inability to act, constraint, loss of friends. But this is something, you are stuck because you are allowing yourself to be stuck. No one else has you stuck. Now, the interesting thing, when you look at this card, you see there's this vase right there. So what it means in this card is it's the only other thing in this room. So in order for you to have this joy and this happiness and stuff to come in, you have to release the things that are not serving you. You have to let something go to get something new. You have to let it go, so new things are going to come in. Release yourself of the unnecessary. Like that vase is unnecessary. It doesn't need to be there. Ready? She doesn't need to be there. This situation doesn't need to be there. It's not good for you. It's toxic. Anything that is keeping you chained, you need to let go of it. Be it addiction, be it a person, be it codependency, be it shame, be it sorrow, be it fears, be it worry. It's time to release that. Now for some of you, if this is love, some of you are keeping yourself chained and stuck because you're not opening your heart to love. You've closed your heart off because of your past experiences. For some of you, you closed your heart off because of her. And for some of you, it's just you don't know how to love because you tried to love, you tried to give everything to a relationship where you got deeply hurt. And now you're just like, I don't know. And brothers, this card is about divorce, separation, ending a partnership. So for some of you, the decision that you have to make is to end the relationship with this person. End the partnership, let it go, because it's toxic. For many of you, you jumped into this relationship irrationally. Some of you, you keep trying to make the relationship work because you think it's going to be great, it's going to be magical, and it's just not. It's fraught with arguments and disagreements and heated, hurtful words and feelings all the time. But then every time you just stay stuck and you don't do anything about it. You're stuck in this hellacious relationship when you know it's time to make the decision to walk away and you don't. Now for some of those, you know that they were saying there's two groups of you. The one group of you, this is about your decision is to walk away from this toxic person, this toxic relationship, to walk away from her. Now again, for some it could be a guy that you have to walk away from. But they're saying a woman that you have to walk away from. So we're going to stick with that, but I know it can be reversed. So if it sounds like your situation and you know you need to walk away from him or her, it's time to do that. But they're saying this is a relationship for, she's lured you in, used you, it's been based off codependency. For many of you, it based off of finances, what you both will monetarily gain from each other. But what is blocking you from having success, having happiness, having your prayers be answered is that you have not made the decision and taken the action to release her, to let her go. That you just keep procrastinating. And you're wishy-washy with your emotions, back and forth and back and forth. Many of you, you're back and forth because she keeps pulling you into making these bad decisions to keep thinking, oh, well, maybe we can try to make it work again. It's not meant to work. Now, for the other group of you, there's not a decision you have to make. This is just saying, you kept having all these delays. For some of you, you had delays because of legal. Some of you, this can talk about, misrepresentation with regards to legal matters. So for some of you, you were blocked and challenged because you were having all these delays because your legal representation or there were misunderstandings that just caused delays, just kept you stuck. But that's going to be cleared up for many of you. Because what's unknown to you that you need to be aware of? You have a Wands card, Four of Ariel. And at the bottom it says, when you give, you also receive, being resistant to change, extremes in how you save or spend money. Money's energy. If we're holding on to every penny that we have, we are coming from a place of fear that we're not going to have more money, that we're going to be without money, and then what happens is the flow of money coming in is shut off. Because what we're thinking is, oh, I don't have money. What if I don't have money? Well, we're putting out, we don't have money. Versus if we just responsibly, not saying go on crazy shopping spree, spending your money, but if we're just, money's going out, money's coming in, and we're not worried about money, we know money's always going to be there when we need it, we don't have issues. There's no energetic blocks with money. But this card also, it talks about holding on to the present, refusing to allow the changes, resisting the change. This change is destined. It is going to happen. It's unavoidable. This ending will be occurring. But remember, this situation that's leaving, it's not been good anyhow. You don't want that. It's useless. Look at that little useless face. There's no flowers in it. Nothing's going to grow in that. It's useless. It's not helping you. It's not good for you. It's not bringing you happiness. It's not bringing you joy. They want to bring you happiness and joy. You're not going to get this happiness and joy until you kick that vase out and free yourself from the chains that aren't even, it's funny when you look at this card, chains aren't even hooked up to him. They're not even hooked onto him. At any point, he can boot that vase out so God can bring him in some miracles and walk out like a boss. At any moment, you can take control of this because, again, you only have one major arcana. You can take control of the situation, allow the change, and walk out of there like a boss to receive your miracles that you have coming. This is about not allowing your fear to keep you stuck, not allowing those fearful thoughts to hold you back from moving forward. Many of you, the fear is because the situation, be it love or be it work, be it career, you have concerns about money. For some of you, there could be a legal battle and there's going to be some settlement or some splitting of finances and investments. But what they want you to know, you see this big old pot of coins right there? You are going to come out quite well financially. They want you to know that. Because for some of you, the reason you're not walking out, the reason you're not ending this toxic relationship, the reason you're not ending this situation, some of you, the reason you're fearful about this career change, this ending is because you're so worried about money. You do not need to worry about money. Your money, you are taken care of. You're not going to see that until it all just falls away so then blessings can fall into place. But they want you to know you don't have anything to be fearful when it comes to money. Now for some of you, because they're saying for some of you, you just need something physical to see. Okay. So you're not going to physically know. Some of you are actually going to be getting a huge, they're saying some of you are going to be getting a huge financial settlement. But you don't know that. You don't know that until it's over. But you need something. You need God, please give me something. Something that I can have as a physical sign that I know when this is done, when this person's situation falls away, I'm not going to be stuck in the streets with no money. I'm not going to be a pauper, unable to live the lifestyle that I'm accustomed to. Give me something. Give me some sign. They're saying ask for a sign. They're going to give you a sign. For many of you, it's going to be pennies. The angels like to give signs with pennies. They like to lay feathers around too. And they like to use numbers. But you need something physical that you can hold on to. So ask that God and Jesus and the angels, ask them to give you a sign. When you're talking to the angels, make sure you're setting the ground rules that you only want God's angels of light and love who are of the highest vibration and who are watching over your highest good, because there's all types of other lower vibrational beings and you don't want them causing you confusion. But set the ground rules and ask, please give me a physical sign that if I allow this partnership, this relationship, this business, this career, if I allow this to go, I get everything. I understand it's horrible. I understand it's toxic. I understand you've been trying to push me to have this ending for a very long time. And I'm excited to have the ending. My only concern is money. So if you can give me a physical sign that I will financially be taken care of and I don't need to worry one bit about finances, I will gladly let go. So just please, if everything's going to be okay and I'm going to have the money that I need to provide for myself and my family and maintain my lifestyle, please give me a physical sign and then pay attention, because they will give you a physical sign very quickly. And for many of you, it's going to be pennies. So you might be walking into the grocery store an hour later and you find a penny laying on the ground in front of you, or you find a dime in front of you. There's your sign. And if you think, oh no, Nicole, that's just some weird freaky coincidence, do it again. Okay, God, angels, I thought that was pretty nifty, but you know, what if that just happened to be some fluke, you know, just some fluke. So, you know, can you just give me one more? Because clearly I have problems with total faith right now, but I know you take care of me. Just give me one more. They'll do it again. They will deliver you a sign as many times as you ask until you finally have the confidence to know that, okay, cool, I'm good. I'm going to have this little pot of gold. Time to let go, baby, so I can move forward. What's going to be helping you? You have 5 of Gabriel. At the bottom it says, a challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the drama of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. You see, she's putting this puzzle together. You see, she's putting together. Now you see, Gabriel, this angel has these other puzzle. I don't know if you guys can see. It has these other puzzle pieces. So she doesn't have all the pieces yet. She doesn't have them all. But she has everything she needs to put the puzzle together with the help of Gabriel. So for many of you, what is going to be helping you? Because between the two of them, they have all the pieces that they need. They have everything they need to bring this to a completion, to bring this to a close, to end the struggles, to end the heartache. For many of you, it's been nothing but a struggle filled with suffering. But they're saying that many of you, you are going to come to the table with the other parties. Some of you are going to be coming to the table with some, maybe it's senior leaders, senior executives. For some of you, maybe it's some of your attorneys are showing up. But for a large number of you, you're going to stop fighting. If you looked at traditional tarot, this would be the Five of Wands, and there's all these people, these wands beating each other up. You feel like you have been beat up during this whole process. You feel like you've had to beat up on others in self-defense. You feel like you have been through the battle of a lifetime. Now is the time. What's going to help you is you can put your wand down. You don't need to beat anyone up anymore. They're not going to beat you up anymore. You're actually all going to be able to come together and have conversations and talk and come to, they're saying it's not going to be working it out as far as reconciliation or anything, but it's going to be working out the details to separate, working out the details to divorce, working out the details to be free. For some of you, that this is a business partnership, working out the details to dissolve your business. But you are going to come to the table in a manner in which you can have those conversations. You can discuss things, you can discuss the problems, you can discuss everyone's opinion, you can also listen to everyone's opinion with respect and understanding. Because for many of you, the reason you're in this situation is because there's been a lot of misunderstandings. For some of you, the misunderstandings have been intentional. Someone's trying to sabotage or intentionally cause misunderstandings and such. But you're going to resolve that because you will all be coming together to have these conversations in order to work through these barriers, work through these struggles, and come to a decision that's in everyone's best interest, that's going to work for everyone. The arguments stop and you just say, okay, it is what it is. And you hash out the details and then you can be done and move forward. So you can let this battle, they're saying for many of you that you're gonna stop fighting. The battle's over. You see, he's had his wand. He's like, I can't go to battle with this anymore. The battle part is over. Now it's just bringing it to a conclusion. Now it's just talking out these final details. Everyone's tired of battling. And for many of you, see how Archangel Gabriel's like floating above her? So all of you are going to be having divine assistance during this. Be sure to ask for assistance. Archangel Gabriel helps with communications. So when you get ready to go in and you get ready to have these conversations, ask Archangel Gabriel to help you with the words, to help you communicate your desire, your intent, help you to communicate any concerns that you have that need to be addressed. For those of you, they're saying for some of you, ask Archangel Michael to help you have the strength and the courage to speak up for yourself and for the things that you desire. Because for some of you, this Lamante, this female lover, she's really all about the money, and you know it. For many of you, that's the only reason she would sway you and pull you in over and over again, because she likes some Gucci. I mean, who doesn't like Gucci? But she wants you to pay for it. But she likes the money. She likes, because, you know, earlier they were saying some of you are in this relationship, this marriage, simply for the financial gains, how it assists both of you monetarily. Ask Archangel Michael to give you the courage to speak up for what you need out of this disillusion, out of this divorce, out of this separation, so that you get the things that you are deserving to receive. And for any of you, just even if you're needing, okay, Archangel Michael, I need to have the courage to even have this conversation, because I'm shaking my boots and I want to be cool and calm and collected when I go in there, instead of upset and angry because this has gone on for so long and it's been a battle. Ask for help. You have an entire divine team helping you. They want to help you. They cannot help you unless you ask. Remember that. Ask for their help. And if you don't know the angels' names, that's okay. You don't have to know their names. Just pray, God, Jesus, angels, I need you to come and help me. And they will. And for a number of you, the reason you're going to be having these conversations is because for many of you, it's going to be people in a higher level within your company, within your organization. Maybe it's a judge. that's going to be coming in to bring this to a close. Bring this back into balance. Because the beautiful thing that you have, they're saying this Five of Raphael is... That's awesome. Wow. Okay. They were saying this is your outcome. We're going to cover the things that they're recommending you guys do here in a moment. But you see how these arms are all open? The situation. She's open. She's ready to receive. Throwing cards around. Her arms are open to receive. Her arms are open to receive. Her arms are open to receive. His arms are open to receive. You just need to let this go and open your arms to receive. Because for the majority of you, you've already put the work in. You've put the work in. Others of you, your mindset shifted within the past month, and that's why you're finally to this point to just let it go and open up to receive God's blessings and God's gifts that are coming into you. This is your outcome. We're going to cover your recommendations here in a moment. But this is the Five of Raphael. And it says at the bottom, everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. Many of you are still kind of focused on the loss. Like, okay, I'm losing this. I'm having to release this. This loss is inevitable. It will happen. It has to happen. But it has to happen because in order for them to answer your prayers, in order for them to have your dreams come true, you have to let this go. This person, this situation. Because by letting it go, you can open up to the unknown. You can open up to these new opportunities. You can open up to these gifts, to these miracles, to these blessings. You see, she's in a home of luxury. She has wealth. She has a nice gown on. She's got all these gifts around her. The releasing of this is going to put you in a better situation than you could have ever imagined. It really is. She's not a pauper. She's not living. She's not homeless. She's not living on the streets in her ratty-tatty clothes, where God has not dropped blessings all around her. She's even got gifts that aren't opened over there. You are going to, God never takes anything from us without having something unbelievable to replace it. You have a gift from God waiting for you. You cannot and you will not receive it until this is gone. But the moment that's gone, you're going to be showered with gifts. Many of you, it's a legal situation. You have justice. Things are going to finally come back into balance. You are going to get fair treatment. You are going to get the things that you deserve. This injustice, for some of you now that they were saying early on that there's corruption going on, the corruption, the unethical behavior, these things will immediately cease. That's your outcome. It's going to be done. So you can finally come to a place of peace and joy. Now, what they're recommending that you do to get to that beautiful outcome, more open arms. More open arms. Lexi. You have universe. At the bottom it says opening up, divine energy, allowing the universe to, let's see what else we've got. Okay. Allowing the universe to help and guide you. Now, this card is about having complete and utter faith, knowing that God is going to take care of us. Just knowing it, even though we can't see it, and that's where you're at, you can't see it. And again, you're not going to see it until you let go, and then you're going to see the blessings just come raining in. Raining in. You might want to get a hard hat to protect your head, because for most of you, this person situation that you're going to be releasing in the immediate future, that is been the cog. That's been what has kept everything stuck. So you are not going to get one blessing. So maybe you've been wanting someone that you can build a life with, build a family with, and you've been trying with that person that's been bad news for you for years. And so you're like, okay, finally, I'm just letting go. Letting go. God's going to immediately bring you the love of a lifetime. But in addition to that, your dreams with career. Some of you, maybe you're going to then immediately start a new business as well. Maybe you're going to actually have a family immediately after that. But it's going to be one blessing after another, not just those big blessings. For some of you, you might get a new car. You might be able to move into a new, big, beautiful home. But all these things that you've been desiring, that you wanted, they've all been stuck until you let this go. But once that happens, many things are going to pop at once. But this is having faith. This is also about having the strength. See how she's just opened up? You can see her heart center. She's just fully opened up her heart center. This is about having the strength to just open up our hearts. Open up to love, open up to the gifts and the things that we're going to be receiving, and trusting and knowing that we're going to be receiving those things, because you are. They're coming in, it's guaranteed. Now the next card that you have is Spring. And at the bottom of this card, it says new birth, vitality, fresh start. And see this tree, it's like cherry blossoms. This is all about, you know, in the spring, you know, everything comes to life. There's new life, new beginnings, fresh starts. Everything's cleared and renewed. There's new passion for life. This is about, you know, embracing the change. Because in the spring, everything changes. Everything goes from being dead and dormant, well, dead, dormant, and suddenly it's full of life and vitality. The time for this change is here. It has come. It is now. This tree, this change for you, it's going to happen. Your cherries, the tree's going to blossom. You can't stop trees from blooming and blossoming in the springtime. It just happens. Even when Mother Nature's playing with us and giving us snow a month beyond what we typically get snow, it still isn't going to stop the change. It just simply delays it. So for a number of you, this ending was delayed because of divine timing and things that were out of your control. But the time is here. The time is now. Make no mistake, the time has come. What they are encouraging you to do is just open up to it, embrace it. You see how there's this path? They just want you to start going down the path. That's all you need to do, because you've already put in the grueling work. You've already done that. Because again, this is your outcome. It does require blind faith, because despite how things appear, because again, bringing this to an end, you're not going to have the physical proof that you need until it's done. The final times, final days, for some of you, you're going to be signing legal contracts and documents and stuff. But you're not going to have firm, physical, here's how this is going to happen, until that chapter closes, bam, you're heading into the next chapter. So don't allow the appearance of things, don't allow your worries, don't allow any current turmoil, uncertainty to cause you any worry. There's no reason to be worried. You have happy, blissful times ahead of you. This suffering that you've been going through, that you've had to endure, it is about to end within days for many of you. So it's just time to let go of what's not meant for you, let go of who is not meant for you, and open up to receiving God's blessings. Open up and walk down that path. Now, for some of you, you know, you can't walk down two paths. Because, you know, say in a group of you, you have got to make a decision. You can't have two paths. It says journey, crossroads, forward thinking, time to move on. There's two paths. For some of you, you are being encouraged to finally make a decision. The time has come for you to make a choice. Things won't wait any longer. Things have been on hold long enough. You have delayed getting to your destiny, to your path, for some of you, to love, far too long. And they're encouraging, they're saying it's not even going to be hard for you to make that choice, because you already know what the choice is. You just have to let go of your fear so you can do it. That's all. You just have to do it. Sometimes I have one of my good friends, we're always joking around, you know, sometimes we just have to pull up our big girl panties and do it. No matter how difficult it is. But then when we're done, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. Oh, what a relief. Because sometimes we have to have difficult conversations. And that's why a number of you are afraid. Like, they're saying for a large number of you, you've already made the choice. You know they're saying for most of you, this is a love thing. You know who you want. You know who you don't want. But you are so afraid of having that conversation with the one or the ones Some of you, there's two people. Some of you, there are two people you have to let go of. But you're just afraid to have the conversation. Ask Archangel Gabriel to help you have the conversation. It's not going to take that long. It'll be over fairly quickly. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, why did I not do that months ago? But don't beat yourself up over it, because everything's divine timing. This card talks about the time being now. This card talks about the time being now. The time is now. So your conversations were delayed until now. You have looking deeper. At the bottom it says, deep within me is majestic radiance. This is another card saying, again, things aren't as they seem. So for many of you, you think things are going to work out in your favor. You see all these gems, these crystals. You've got the mountains behind. You've got these crystals that are in the water. You don't realize all the treasures and blessings that you're about to have rain down on you. You're going to be so thankful that you've made this change, that you walked down this path, that you just opened up. You opened your heart. You opened up and trusted. You let go. You pressed. You're going to be so happy. For some of you, there's some truth that for some of you, you're just going to be getting some truth and information this week. For others of you, they are encouraging you to have the conversations because, for some of you, you've got that person who's not been honest with you because of their intentions. They're encouraging you to look deeper, have those conversations so you can... They're saying for some of you, she's still not going to be honest. She's still not going to be honest. Which is why, again, they were saying, you're not going to have the physical stuff until you're finally done. So for some of you, you're going to try to get her to be honest. She hasn't been honest with her intentions. For some of you, they're saying like 10 plus years. But it's been years. So she's still not going to be honest. But your intuition tells you otherwise. The experiences that you've had tell you otherwise, that you know her true intentions, even though she won't physically tell you. And again, you have to trust that intuition, because she's not physically going, for most of you, she's not physically going to tell you. They're saying there are a couple of you that she'll finally be like, okay, fine. But it's only going to be in a state of anger, because she's going to finally realize that you're no joke done. You've had it with her stuff. You really aren't wasting, many of you, you're not appreciated and stuff, so you're just not wasting your time anymore. Not going to be the sugar daddy anymore. And for that small number, she's going to get angry and she'll finally share the truth with you. But for majority, she's just not going to. And just know that there are things that are hidden. You won't know until you're finally done. But then once you do finally, completely for good, they're saying for good because a number of you, it's been an ongoing cycle in and out, in and out. But once you finally, no joke, you're done, then you're finally going to get the truth after the fact. And for others of you, they're saying, because this card can also be a message about taking the time to reflect, that maybe there's something or someone that, you overlooked or you passed over or you didn't notice before. But just really look deeply at things and trust your intuition. Now, they're saying for many of you, this big thing is just trusting. Trusting. All these gems, they're hidden. They're under the water. You cannot see them. You will see them when this ends. They're just going to pop to the surface. Now, the next two... You have overcoming obstacles. And you see there's this big boulder. And at the bottom it says you can overcome anything. Because you really can. You've had a ton of delays and blocks and all types of stuff keeping you from getting to your destination. But you're going to get to your destination. Look at all these paths. You are guaranteed success. You are on the cusp. You just have this last hurdle. For many of you, this last hurdle, because remember they were saying what's going to help you is that you're going to put down your sword. You're going to put down your wand. You're not beating people up anymore. They're not beating you up anymore. No more arguments. Having conversations, calm adult conversations. Just say, okay, this is what it is. Now, how do we close this? How do we end this? How do we get this wrapped up so we can all move forward in our lives? So, for a number of you, they're encouraging you to put the sword down. Put that down. For others of you, you see this little bird? He's a robin. Robins are all about new beginnings. You are all about to have a new beginning. The moment you have the ending, boom, shakalaka, you're going to have your new beginning. You are guaranteed success. But for some, it's going to, okay, for all of you, it's going to be requiring some conversation. See this bird? If you walked up to this boulder and you just grabbed a hold of the end of that sword and you swung up around real fast, you would land on the other side of that boulder and you'd be walking into these green pastures. It is going to require some conversation. Now for some of you, you see this boulder? It almost kind of looks like a fuzzy peach. They're saying for some of you, you have been in a relationship where you've acted like everything's just peachy. You've put up quite a false pretense. For some of you, it's been a year plus. For some of you, it's been years. You act like this is just great. Meanwhile, you are miserable inside. The relationship with this person is what's keeping you from getting to the person who will bring you the happiness that you desire. Who's the person you will be able to have a relationship with that's meaningful. But in order to get there, you have to stop the false, see how there's this heart on this handle? You have to stop the false pretenses. They're saying for some of you, you have to stop fighting to prove something. Some of you, you're just fighting to prove a point. Someone trying to prove a point to friends, to family, to others, to yourself. But you're not happy. So for many of you, what they're encouraging you to do is to put down that sword, put down that fight. You're fighting for something that just has you stuck in life. It's not going to go anywhere. It doesn't make you happy. So they're encouraging you to stop that fight and have the conversations with her, with him, so that you can move forward. Now, all of you, this is actually a beautiful card. This is reaching your destination. At the bottom it says your light is shining brightly. And this really, I think, is one of the most, now granted I haven't seen all the cards in this deck, but I think of the ones I've seen, this one is the most positive, because this really is about, and you've had it said over and over and over in this reading, all of your hard work and efforts and dedication and perseverance is paying off. Success is yours. You're guaranteed success. You see that beautiful blue butterfly right there? Your entire life is transforming before your very own eyes. You're guaranteed success. Your dreams are coming true, but they haven't landed just yet. You put your prayers out, you've got your dreams, you've got your hopes, they're coming down. See? See that castle? See that home? That stability? Financial stability for those of you this work, career, money related. For others, this is home, building a home with someone. Because you know, they were saying earlier when we were talking about how you had the 2 4s, and it's about moving houses. So for some of you, you know, home is where your heart is. You have built a relationship. Someone was your home that really wasn't your home. Isn't making you happy. You're faking it. You keep faking it, thinking you're going to make it, but you're not making it. You're just blocking yourself from making it and getting to your destination. So you're moving away from that person who's not really your home, moving to your true home. You've prayed for it, you've asked for it, you wanted it, you're visualizing it. It's about to come down. Your prayers are about to be answered. They're so close. So close. So for a number of you, because you know they're saying like it's an ending and into an immediate new beginning. But use this time, use this next 1 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks to take care of any loose ends. So if you're changing careers, if you are splitting a business with a partner, if you are divorcing, if you are separating, if you are moving out of a home, get everything wrapped up, get everything tidied up, get everything ready so that when the ending is complete, you can walk out like a boss. You can be done. You can close that journey. You can finish that chapter. And you can completely close that chapter knowing, I don't have anything else tying me to that. I don't have anything else that I need to do. For some of you, closing that chapter isn't just doing the nitty-gritty physical things, but it's also, you know, this chapter's done. It's done. You're just in the final stages of having it permanently, physically being done. But during this time, any anger that you have, any resentment that you have, because for some of you, you've been treated by someone or multiple people in a very unjust, unfavorable way. For some of you, you know, there's been straight up deception, lies, deceit, corruption, lies. Some of you have had your slander, you've had your name dragged through the mud. And some of you are still pretty angry with those people who have treated you that way, or person who has treated you that way. Use this week to forgive them. Because not forgiving them just holds you back. So they're encouraging you to forgive them. For a number of you, you'll find when you forgive them, things will actually start to move forward. Because for some of you, that's the last piece that you need to do to have things drop. And I know it sounds counterintuitive. With my own things that I'm going through in my life, I was told by Jesus Archangel Michael a number of weeks ago that I had to do this little forgiveness thing. And I'm like, really? You mean I have to forgive these people who have done this stuff to me? And Jesus like, I know, child, you have suffered tremendously, but you must forgive them. The path will not open up until you forgive them. And so I did. And the path seems to be opening up, seems to be moving forward. So for some of you, you know who you are. Forgive. Forgive the person, forgive the people. If there's any anger, resentment, also any, like, some of you have grief to release. Some of you have sadness to release. Some of you have feelings of failure. Because for some of you, you feel like, you know, I put so much into this and it just didn't work out. Anything you have that's not of joy, of bliss, of happiness, release that so you can clear and open your path so that these things that you desire can drop into place, because they are going to. And that is beautiful. And I cannot wait to hear about your blessings as they start popping in over this next month. Make a decision, open up, have some conversations, let some emotions and things, do your little last bit of house cleaning and preparation, and you're ready. They're saying you are ready. You are ready. They are ready. The time is now. So, filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.